Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to concentrate on putting some irrigation into our newly built polytunnel. It's getting warm now and Julie is keen to plant, so I'm just putting in a hole through the side of the polytunnel to fit in a feeder pipe. We're using a company that's, we bought everything from the local garden centre, but it's an Italian company called Clapper. So it's just push fit elbows into plastic pipe, 16mm pipe, and that's going to feed the 4 beds in the polytunnel with a drip pipe. I'm just putting it around the side of the polytunnel. I want everything to be neat because in this section will be a lot of shelving in the future for our seedlings. I'm just attaching it to the wood with electrical conduit clamps. So just push fit clamps, and they seem to fit pretty well. Easily snipped just with a pair of scissors, and then you just screw these on. Now they're very, very difficult to get off for sure. You just have to remember in which order to screw the pipes onto the fittings. Because if you do it in the wrong order and you can't screw it on, they are very, very hard, as I said, just to get off. I learnt the hard way several times, and you have to snip them off with snips. So I'm going to tee these off. This valve here is a lot easier to fit. It just screws off, pushes on, and then clamps up when you screw it. So these will interface with the dripper feeders. Right, that's the system in. So we've got 4 beds, all with their own cut-off valve. There, there and there. The only issue we've got, and it's easily solvable, just at the end where we've looped it round, it's quite a tight loop and it doesn't like it. And we probably want to loop it round even tighter. So what we're going to do is just go and get some elbows, 90-degree elbows, and cut those in. And it should be all okay. Cut it in between the water because we don't want to lose the water.
Yeah.
We'll budge this one down, and then just put an extra little tube across like that.
Yeah, and at least that will give us one little jet at the end. Yeah, so that's a better idea.
Cut it in the middle.
Yeah.
Like that.
It's a neat little system, I like this.
Yeah.
Are these the elbows?
They just twist in, but they're near enough impossible to get out without cutting, which is good, I suppose.
Oh my garlic. It's a bit sad, isn't it?
Go all the way on. There. So this one I'll put on the tube first. So they're that's the U-bend, the 2 elbows put on. Just makes it a lot neater. And then I'm just going to staple these so it's nice and secure there.
Garlic. Oh. We've just turned the system on and we have drips. And we're just flushing it through. There's definitely drips.
I've got a small leak here which I just need some PTFE tape and put on there. But at the moment, for a test, I've got just the hose from the main supply going through a small valve into a pressure reducer. The pressure reducer just there, and that brings it down to 1 bar, so it doesn't explode all the little drip nipples. So all that work seems okay. Yep, just fix that leak.
All the tubes are dripping well, so we're going to leave it on for the evening, all night. Come back tomorrow and hopefully I can bring my tomato plants. It couldn't be any simpler.
So the next day, no leaks whatsoever. It's been on all night. So we're just going to go and check each of the beds to see whether they're wet or not. So it's been going all night. So in all the little patches, they're dripping fine. So we're just going to have to position all our plants along these lines.
The first red cherry. First red cherry of the year. They're coming red now. Well, I'm just at the top of the field emptying my tractor on the muck heap. And look what I found. My only lettuce. I planted so many lettuces, well, seeded lots of lettuces for them to just shrivel up. So I just got annoyed and threw it all on the muck heap. And look, my only lettuce of the year I've managed to grow. Was the fire that burned you to the ground. We'll live like we don't care. Different kind, a different kind of love, a different kind, a different kind of love, a different kind, a different kind of love, a different kind, a different kind of such a different kind of when I met you, when we started off, it sure was a different kind of love. Should I get up? Should I get up and run? Stop dead right before it had begun. I was the morning dove.
We did come at 7:30 this morning, but the sun has just popped up over the mountain, and it gets straight away, it gets really warm in here. So little rag instead of the handkerchief. I'm putting in the longitudinal wires that are going to hold up all our growing plants, the tomatoes, peppers and everything. So I'm just putting in some tensioners. We're having 2 down each center, so it's very similar to the wiring I did for the polytunnel itself. So I'm using these little angle brackets that I found in the store. They're not exactly what they're for, but the hooks that I was going to use were so expensive. So these are 30 cents each instead of about €2.50 per hook, and they do exactly the right job, and there's not a lot of tension on these wires. So I'm just going to wrap him round. All 4 tensioners will be this end, just to make it look pretty. I'll trim those off.
long wires are in now, and they're supported also underneath the wires by our cross tension ones that we did when we initially put the frame up. So that's all nice and secure now. Next step, let's put the strings on ready for the plants. Oh dear, the cows have broke into the hayfield. Farmer's not happy. There they go, back to the barn, naughty girls. This compost we get from our local authority, and it's certified bio. The only thing is it comes, as you can see, it's a bit woody still. It's still got big bits of fibrous bits in. So I'm going to just sieve it down a little bit so it's nice and fine, because today I want to try and transplant my potatoes, silly me, my tomatoes. Doesn't take too much shaking for it to separate. Here's all the woody bits, and I'm just going to put that straight onto our other compost pile to break down more, and that's what I'm left with, a much finer grade compost. So the idea with the string is we've attached to the long wires we've just put in, and we're going to do a tester. I'm going to plant a tomato. Oh, I feel I should have a bottle of champagne. I'm breaking soil or compost. My first planting. Right, here goes. As you can see, it's really wet. It's nice and moist. We've had the drip system on now for a few days, testing and getting it all ready. I've got it's called bone and blood meal pellets. I'll just put a few of those in.
We're just trying out the strings,
Yeah.
so this will be the first one we're doing, but hopefully it'll work.
I'm excited. Grow me a tomato.
Just bring them down loosely.
Well, first one planted. These are salad tomatoes. That should be a nice little one. I have got quite a mixture.
So this should, if we've seen correctly,
Just loop round,
just loop.
loosely at the bottom. We've done it. Successfully planted our first tomato. At this stage we were going to call it a day, and then suddenly we were caught out in a real torrential rainstorm which kept us in the Polytunnel for a few more hours before we could escape. So we made best use of the time. We finished getting all the strings on and planting all the tomatoes, and they're all at various different stages of height, and also my marigolds dispersed in between to attract all the little bees. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button, give it a little press, give us a thumbs up on the like, and we'll see you in the next video. Ian and Judy.
See you later. Bye bye.